Hey everybody, welcome. This is Mohammed. We got Ebony here, the Bates International Group, and we are kicking off our series. This is the what are we going to call this? The Big
This
Market
part,
Watch.
yeah, I think we can call it big market watch. I think let's roll with it.
All right. So, as you know, like we're your trusted real estate advisors here, and we wanted to one take a couple of minutes. We're going to be doing this on a regular basis. You'll be hearing from us at least once a week, but we wanted to highlight what's going on in the marketplace, and a lot of people are like really nervous right now. So I wanted to run through some numbers really quickly, and we're going to look at some year-over-year numbers right now. We're going to start with March of 2019 versus March of this year. We're also going to look at April of 2019 versus April of this year. Since we just got out of April, we have both March and April's numbers. So you can start to see how some of the trend lines bear out. So one of the things we're going to look at, for example, March of 2019 in the DC metro area, there were 1,235 listings with a median price of $620,000. And the thing that's interesting here is the monthly supply of inventory. That's like how long it's going to take for the market to absorb all of the inventory was 5.7. So that's a very, very big statistic I want you to keep in mind. 5.7 was the monthly supply inventory. There was 772 units sold, and the average days on market was 34. And March of 2020, March of this year, just a little bit less than a month and a half ago, the number of units listed was down by roughly 100 or so. It was 1,195. The median list price was 675,000. So that's an increase of 55,000. Now, remember I told you before to keep a close eye on this important statistic, the monthly supply of inventory. The monthly supply of inventory shifted from 5.7 to 2.3. That means there was 2.3 months of inventory available on the market, and the days on market decreased down to 32. So year over year, the monthly supply of inventory was cut by almost 60%. In April's numbers for 2019, similarly, 1,395 units on the market. Average median list price was 619,000. Monthly supply inventory was 4.3, and the days on market was 29. April of 2020, the number of properties coming on the market, units listed 909. Median list price was 647,000. The month supply inventory was 2. So it was only 2 months supply of inventory, and the days on market was 25. So year over year, that number has been dropping. So the big question that we have to ask ourselves right now is, and we're going to throw this back to Ebony, she's going to forecast for us, what does that mean for buyers and sellers in this market as we navigate through this pandemic? Ebony, what are your thoughts?
I think you're trying that. I mean, these are great questions, but I think that COVID-19, you can't look at those numbers with the lens of a normal scope. In that 3 months ago, COVID-19 wasn't really a thing. These numbers, I mean, real estate, I think, tends to be in arrears. So you're seeing a result of what was the trend, but I mean, it looks rosy, but I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I think those numbers are kind of, they're up to date, obviously, but they're dated as far as what the reality is actually, going to be. Now,
I agree. I agree, because those numbers don't take into an impact for the jobless numbers that they were dealing with right now. We're heading to almost 20% unemployment. We're also not taking into account for constrictions in the credit market right now. So you have lenders right now that are not even doing jumbo loans. You have credit restrictions. You used to be able to get a loan and be graded 650. Now that's pushing up close to 700. So that's not taking any of that into account. But what it does say is where we are right now, specifically looking at the numbers, is that one, folks are still buying and selling, even though there are less properties coming on the market. And the properties that are coming on the market are still selling at a very good price, and they're selling faster. So if you bring your property to the market, you want to keep in mind to bring the best property to market, because it's going to sell really fast right now. I have an anecdote from this weekend. Had a client who's been searching for a while, very well qualified client. We put in an offer on a property the first day that it hit market. 14 other offers in on this property, and we got slaughtered, completely slaughtered. So it's still a seller's market. These numbers tell us that we're still in a seller's market, and those who are looking to buy are very, very aggressive, because we're still in a seller's market. So that's the main takeaway from right now. This is going to evolve as some of the unemployment numbers start to really start to set in. That's going to impact the market. We're still up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with regard to foreclosures and other things related to the employment situation, as well as COVID-19 and how that's impacting the housing market. So this is evolving, but we wanted to take the time to kind of give you a snapshot so that you can see where things were and where things are, and how you can position yourself as we move forward. And with that being said, this is just a quick snapshot. However, the last Thursday of every month, we're going to be moving our roundtable that used to be in person online. So we're going to be hosting our virtual roundtable starting May 28th of this month. Come and join us. We'll be sending out links. We'll be doing it on Zoom. You can ask your questions. You can submit questions beforehand. But come, find out the answers to your questions as it relates to real estate. Not only will you have our expertise, we'll have subject matter experts there with us to share additional information with you about what's going on in the finance market. We'll have information from lenders. We'll have information from contractors. We'll have people there representing various aspects of the industry. We'll have title companies there, because listen, it's important with the courts being closed. How are you able to buy and sell right now? Knowing the nuances of how to navigate that is really important. So we wanted to share that with you. Join us the last Thursday of every month so that you can get in depth and we can be interactive and can ask and answer questions and have a little fun. And again, we'll try to keep it to a bare minimum, because we know you're probably bored at home and we don't want to contribute to your boredom. Anything else you want to add, Abby, before we close out?
No, I mean, you said it all. I mean, May 28th, 6 o'clock, it's going to be pretty dynamic. So definitely join us. And that's going to be a continuum. So yeah, I think there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about whenever it comes to this stuff. So we have to keep the conversation going. So thanks. I appreciate the call and the way we did this today. I think it's going to be awesome.
All right. See you guys next time.
All right.